More than 12 centuries ago, in the vast lands of Central Asia, a child was born who would shape the world of mathematics and science in ways no one had ever imagined. His name was Muhammad ibn Musa Al-Khwarizmi. Though he lived in the 9th century, his brilliance continues to guide our modern world, from the calculators in our pockets to the algorithms powering our technology. This is his story. Al-Khwarizmi was born around 780 CE in the region of Khwarizm, near today's Uzbekistan. In those days, Khwarizm was a lively center of trade, learning, and culture. The air was filled with the sounds of merchants from Persia, scholars from India, and philosophers from Greece. Growing up in such a diverse environment, young Muhammad was naturally curious. He listened to stories of distant lands, watched scholars debate ideas, and developed a deep love for numbers and astronomy. As he grew older, this curiosity turned into a powerful hunger for knowledge. And so, like many great minds of his time, Al-Khwarizmi journeyed to the magnificent city of Baghdad, the shining heart of the Islamic Golden Age. Baghdad in the 9th century was unlike any city on earth. It was the capital of the Abbasid Empire, a place where ideas flowed like rivers and knowledge was the greatest treasure of all. At the center of this intellectual universe stood a legendary institution, Bayt al-Hikmah, the House of Wisdom. It was here that the Caliph al-Ma'mun gathered the greatest minds to translate ancient texts and create new knowledge. It was in this extraordinary environment that Al-Khwarizmi found his true home. Inside the House of Wisdom, rows upon rows of manuscripts filled the halls. Greek geometry, Indian numerals, Persian astronomy, it was all there, and Al-Khwarizmi absorbed it like a sponge. But he didn't just study ideas. He wanted to unlock them, organize them, and transform them. Around the year 820 CE, he wrote a book that would change the world forever. Its title was The Compendious Book on Calculation by Completion and Balancing. This book was far from simple. It introduced a new system of mathematics, a new language for solving problems, the foundation of what we now call algebra. Before Al-Khwarizmi, mathematics was mostly practical, but he introduced something revolutionary: the idea of solving problems using general methods, not just specific examples. He showed how to handle unknowns, how to break down equations, how to balance and complete them. His methods allowed people to solve linear and quadratic equations using clear steps. It was a breakthrough so powerful that even the word al-Jabr from his book's title became algebra. Every time a student solves for x, every time an engineer writes an equation, they are using methods first described by Al-Khwarizmi more than 1,000 years ago. But his genius didn't stop there. He also wrote another book explaining the Hindu-Arabic numeral system, including the concept of zero. It was this book that introduced the number system we use today to the Western world. When his name was translated into Latin as algorithmus, it gave birth to the modern word algorithm, the step-by-step procedures that power computers, smartphones, and nearly every modern technology. Think about it. Every time a search engine gives you results, every time GPS calculates your route, every time a bank processes a transaction, an algorithm is working behind the scenes. And that word, that idea, that method, traces back to Al-Khwarizmi. But his brilliance stretched beyond mathematics. At the House of Wisdom, he worked with astronomers to create detailed star charts and astronomical tables. He helped calculate the movement of planets, the length of the solar year, and accurate prayer times. His astronomical tables were used for centuries across the Islamic world and beyond. He also produced one of the earliest and most accurate maps of the known world. His book, The Shape of the Earth, listed thousands of coordinates for cities, mountains, and rivers. He corrected ancient Greek geographers and proved that the Earth could be measured scientifically. His findings influenced mapmaking for generations. Al-Khwarizmi was not just a mathematician. For nearly 700 years, his algebra book remained a standard textbook in European universities. His methods replaced the old Roman numerals with the number system we still use today. His mathematical thinking shaped the Renaissance, the scientific revolution, and eventually, the digital age. Today, when we open a computer, solve an equation, or map a city, we are using ideas that began in the mind of a man who lived over 1,000 years ago. Al-Khwarizmi passed away around 850 CE, but his influence never faded. In fact, it grew stronger with every century. His legacy lives not only in books or universities, but in every scientific achievement and every piece of technology. His life reminds us that knowledge has no boundaries and that curiosity can change the world. He is remembered today as the father of algebra, the spark behind algorithms, and one of the most important thinkers in human history. His ideas built bridges between civilizations, connected the past to the future, and laid the foundations for our modern world. In the quiet halls of the House of Wisdom, in the pages of his brilliant books, and in the digital systems of today's technology, the spirit of Al-Khwarizmi still lives on, reminding us that knowledge is the greatest light. Thanks for watching. If you found this story inspiring, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories of the minds that shaped our world.